everybody. I'm so excited to be here. I really am. I hope everyone had a wonderful Valentine's Day, because I had a horrible one. It was so beyond bad. I broke up with my boyfriend. No, I'm fucking with you. I'm not a bad person. I would never break up with someone on Valentine's Day. He broke up with me. That's how it went down. But you know what? I'm surprisingly okay with it, because I agree with him. We just weren't compatible. Before him, I was under the impression that I could date like anybody. I could date anyone from any religion, any race. I once dated a guy who only texted in caps. So every time I'd look at my phone, it would be like, "Hey, I had a really good time last night. Hope we can go to the movies today." Seriously. It's like he was constantly yelling at me via text. I dated him, and I was fine. But I am going to be completely honest with all of you today. There's a certain type of person I can't date. Okay. I can't date people with attention deficit disorder. I can't do it anymore. I cannot ADD. I can't ADD date. It's just impossible. You see, I have pretty severe ADD. I used to have ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or hyperactive disorder, but I've just gotten increasingly more lazy as the years have gone by. So I'm no longer hyperactive, which is great. One of our problems in our relationship was that we had a lot of beginnings of conversations, but no ends. And for those of you without this disability, I have a pretty good sort of metaphor for you guys so that you understand what it's like to when two people with the same ADD converse. It's like, you know, when you're, I don't know, Wikipedia something, like when you want to search something on Wikipedia and you put in the name, and let's say you search for asteroid, and you start reading about asteroids, and then you know those blue highlighted words that come out, and you just can't help but want to click on them. So you're reading about asteroids, and then suddenly it's like, space-time. And you're like, fuck yeah, I'm just going to click on space-time. Let's just click on that shit. Yeah, click on space-time. And then you're like, oh, space-time, whatever. And then it's like, Einstein. I'm like, I haven't heard about Einstein in forever. I'm just going to click on Einstein. Fuck it. Click on that fucking Einstein. And then you go into a vortex where you don't even know what you're clicking on, but you're just clicking away and just clicking away and just clicking away. And then suddenly, before you know it, you're reading about this African dictator that mutilated people's faces. And you're like, how the fuck did I get here? How in the name of God did I get here? That's what it was like talking to him. No joke. But it wasn't our conversations that caused our demise. Okay, that sounded like we died. It wasn't our conversations that caused our breakup. I think it was our sex life. I don't know why I do that. Every time I say the word sex, I have to say it in an accent because I feel like it's less vulgar if it sounds like someone else has said it. So it's like, sex life. But yesterday, Valentine's Day, we were having sex, and there we are in the throes of passionate lovemaking, just like really into it. And he comes near my ear. He comes near my ear. No, literally, his face gets near my ear, and he whispers, "This reminds me of that scene from Factory Girl." And I'm like, what? I said, "This reminds me of that scene from Factory Girl." And I'm like, that sounds like a movie about Chinese slave labor. Why would you ever bring that up? He's like, "No, dude, it's that movie with Sienna Miller." "Oh, Hitchcock?" "No, that one's called Hitchcock." "Oh, that would make total sense." "No, it's that movie where she's Andy Warhol's muse." Fuck, I love Andy Warhol. I know, I saw your Campbell's soup on the entrance over there. I love that Campbell's soup. I actually love the literal version of Campbell's soup, not just like the artistic version. Anyway, did you know that there's an Andy Warhol exhibit in the Met? No, I did not know that. Fuck, we should go to the Met. Let's just go to the Met. Yeah, well, let's just go to the Met. Yeah, Joanna, I think we gotta break up. We went from sex to met in 1 minute. And he broke up with me while he was having sex with me. But like, I get it. You know, I mean, there we were, having sex. And suddenly, we're talking about like museums. And for me, a museum is probably like the least sexy place in the world. You know, it's an old building with dead people's shit on the wall. It's like visual necrophilia. So I agree with him. I mean, if we were having sex and talking about museums, there was something wrong. But I'm fine with being single, and I'm also fine with being unemployed. I'm actually great at both. I'm surprisingly good at both. What I don't like is having to justify why I'm single or why I'm unemployed. So I just want to get a fucking tattoo on my face. I want to get a tattoo on my face because it justifies everything. When people ask me like, hey, Joanna, why didn't you get that job you interviewed for? I'll be like, you know, I had amazing credentials and I slayed the interview, but I have a tattoo on my face. So. Or like when people are like, hey, why didn't it work out with Jimmy? I'll be like, dude, I was the perfect girlfriend. You have no idea. But I have a tattoo on my face. And then finally, even in the most random justifications, people will be like, hey, Joanna, why is Nickelback one of the most listened artists on your iPod? I'll be like, I don't know, because I have a tattoo on my face. Fuck it. All right, everyone, have a wonderful night.
All right, wasn't she good?